Everyone knows Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, the genius billionaire who became one of the biggest superheroes in movie history. But long before the fame, the money, and Marvel, his life was completely falling apart. Drugs, addiction, arrests, prison. At one point, Hollywood believed he would never recover. This is the dark story of the man behind Iron Man. Robert Downey Jr. was born into Hollywood. His father was a filmmaker, and from a very young age, Robert was already surrounded by fame, parties, and drugs. In fact, Robert once admitted that his father allowed him to try drugs when he was only a child. What seemed harmless at the time slowly became a dangerous addiction that would follow him for years. As a young actor, Robert quickly became famous because of his incredible talent and charisma. He starred in movies, won major roles, and many people believed he was going to become one of the greatest actors of his generation. But behind the cameras, his life was spiraling out of control. During the 1990s, his addiction became worse and worse. He was arrested multiple times for drug possession. Police found heroin, cocaine, and weapons in his car and home. His behavior became unpredictable. Sometimes he disappeared for days. Other times he showed up intoxicated during productions. Hollywood slowly stopped trusting him. Then things became even darker. In 1999, Robert Downey Jr. was sentenced to prison after repeatedly violating probation orders connected to his drug addiction. For many people, this was the end of his career. The actor who once had everything was now sitting inside a prison cell. Studios refused to hire him. Insurance companies considered him too risky. Even directors who admired his talent were afraid to work with him. At one point, Robert admitted he felt completely hopeless. His addiction had destroyed his reputation, his career, and nearly his entire life. But somehow, he refused to give up. After years of rehab, failed attempts, and painful setbacks, Robert slowly began rebuilding himself. Little by little, he started earning small acting opportunities again. Most people still doubted him. And then, everything changed. In 2008, Marvel made a decision that shocked Hollywood. They cast Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark in Iron Man. At the time, Marvel itself was taking a huge risk. Many executives believed Robert was still too unstable. Some thought hiring him would destroy the movie. But Marvel saw something different. They saw a man who understood struggle, pain, and redemption better than anyone else. And when Iron Man was released, the world fell in love with him. The movie became a massive success. Robert Downey Jr. didn't just save his career. He helped build the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. The same man who once sat in prison became one of the highest-paid actors on Earth. Millions of people now saw him as a symbol of strength and redemption. But what makes his story so powerful is not the fame or the money. It's the fact that he survived his darkest moments when almost nobody believed he could. Today, Robert Downey Jr. is more than just Iron Man. He became proof that even after addiction, failure, and destruction, a person can still rebuild their life. His journey from prison to superhero is one of the greatest comeback stories Hollywood has ever seen. And maybe that's why people connected so deeply with Tony Stark. Because behind the armor, there was a real man who had already fought his own battles in real life.